Hi, I'm Dobby, but you can call me Dabz.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
So today I'm reviewing Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. So this fantasy romance novel takes place in the midst of a war between two gods. It centers around main character Iris Winnow, whose brother has gone to war and whose mother is suffering from addiction. So generally her family life is not great. On occasion, she will send letters to her brother through this wardrobe in her room. She'll put them in the wardrobe and they'll mysteriously vanish. However, these letters have actually not been going to her brother. They've been going to Roman Kit, who is her coworker and rival at the paper that they both work at, and they're both competing for the same promotion as columnist. When Roman finally writes back anonymously and reveals that he is actually not Iris's brother, they forge a unique and unbreakable connection through these letters. Okay, so I want to begin by saying that the concept for this book I think was like amazing. I think that the idea for this book is really unique. It's like the girl who writes letters to her brother, the boy who writes back. I think that's a very interesting idea and one that has definitely never been done before in fantasy. And I think that's impressive because when you think about like fantasy, it can be difficult to be original. A lot of fantasy kind of is similar to each other. However, in my opinion, I think the execution of the idea could have been better. I think that like the first flaw that I found was that the romance to me felt very rushed, which is weird since the book isn't short. Like it's a fairly long book. I think it's like 300 something pages. The first half of the romance I definitely enjoyed. Like the first half of getting to know Iris and Roman and their relationship with each other, and I liked how Iris was kind of falling for both Roman and like whoever was writing her back, not knowing that they were the same person. I saw the chemistry in the first half. I liked the banter. I don't know why the second half just felt forced to me, especially one of the parts. This is like sort of a spoiler, not really, so skip a little bit ahead if you don't want to hear this. But Iris, when she finds out that Roman is the one that is writing her the letters, she like almost immediately forgives him. Like she gets mad at him for a little bit and then like immediately forgives him for keeping his identity a secret, which I thought was like sort of weird, and I feel like that just happened to continue the romance. And there were some other parts that I thought were just a little bit, I guess, forced or like rushed. One thing that I enjoyed a lot is how the author described or like explained the war. I didn't fully understand like what the war was until probably around halfway through the book, and I think that was okay because it was pretty clear that the romance in this book is the major focus of the book. Like the war is kind of a minor part of it, even though it's like taking place like during the whole thing. It's not it's a romance book first, I think. And I liked it because it seemed the way that the author explained how, like who's going against who, like the reason behind the war. It seemed very natural. She didn't like info dump like a ton of information on us at once. The way that she weaved in that information in the story seemed very natural to me. I also really enjoyed reading the letters. So in this book, the letters that Iris and Roman, when she doesn't know it's Roman, the letters that they send back and forth between each other are written, like the whole letters. And I really enjoyed reading those. I think that was one of the best parts of the story. I think that they were very well written, personally. I felt like I could genuinely feel for the characters, and I liked how the author used the letters as a way for us to understand the characters deeper, and also as a way to like build their relationship more through those. I thought that was very cool. To be honest, I felt that the ending was one of the only parts where I felt like something really unexpected happened, like genuinely unexpected. The book itself was very easy to read. I will admit that there was never a point where it was like kind of going slow or it was dull or I didn't want to like read it anymore. Like it wasn't slow in that way, but I felt that a lot of the time the plot was predictable. I thought that the characters kind of did exactly what I expected them to do. The story went exactly where I expected it to go, which is like not necessarily a bad thing, but it was just a very like easy read, I guess. But at the ending, I finally think I felt some kind of shock for the first time in this book, because of what happens, which I spoilers, so I won't say. But yeah, I enjoyed the ending. That was the only part where I was a little bit like, what is going on? Like I kind of felt like there were some stakes for the book. Overall, I would give this book, I think, maybe 3 out of 5 stars. It was definitely a good book. I didn't get as invested in the romance or the characters like I have in past books. Like, I didn't feel as deeply for them as I have for other books in the past. I think maybe part of it would be that maybe I set my expectations too high, because I heard a lot about this book, like, on Book Talk, and just in general I heard really good things about this book. And my love for like enemies or rivals to lovers, I think, also made me expect more, but it just ended up being kind of just okay. I think there is a second book it's a duology, so I think there's a second book. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I've heard a lot of people say that if you didn't really enjoy the first one, the second one is like not as good. So I don't think I want to pick it up, but this book was good. I think I would recommend it as like an easier fantasy romance read. Yeah. So that would be the end of my video. If you like this video, then like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and happy reading. Writes back, revealing that she's actually not sending these brothers. See these. Woman finally writes back That would be the end of my book review. If you like this video, then like this video and subscribe for more content. No, that's not.